I noticed that my ex-wife suddenly had this sense of peace and she just seemed happy. And so I asked her, I said, what's going on? Like, what are you doing? And she tells me, well, I decided to convert to Islam. Now, full stop. You have to understand that I'm American, and in America, we are programmed to hate Muslims. Every TV show, every movie, every time you see a Muslim, you see an AK-47, Allah Akbar, just paints a horrible picture. And so, of course, I hated Islam. I hated Muslims. I thought they were all terrorists. And so when she told me this, I was devastated. And I immediately, I'll be honest, I became aggressive. I said, don't you dare teach our son that stuff. I threatened to take her to court. I was gonna spend every penny I had to try to take my child back so that he would not learn Islamic teachings or anything about being a Muslim. It was a really hard time for my family. So then my wife was smart enough to hand me the Quran, and she said, listen, read it. See if you find something you don't like. Now, I didn't tell her this at the time, but I've always been a big believer in know your enemy. And I had every intention to fight this, every intention to use every piece of information I could against her. And so I took the book and I thought, okay, I'm gonna learn about this religion. I'm gonna figure out exactly how to fight this because I do not want my son to be Muslim. Ain't no way, no how. So I started reading the book. And believe it or not, I didn't find much that I didn't like, but I was still very skeptical. And so I really thought about it. I really thought about it, and I read the family values, I read the things in it about being a good person and giving charity, and I thought, okay, all right, this maybe I was lied to. Maybe America, and at least the Western society lied to me a little bit about Islam. Maybe this isn't quite what they told me it was. Maybe it's not that bad, but I still wasn't sold. I thought about it and I was like, well, wait a minute. If I send my son out into the world, if I send him to school, if I let society tell him how to live, he'll have a bad day and they'll tell him that he needs to dye his hair blue and become a girl or an infinite gender or just something wacky that, look, if you thought I hated Islam, I hated that stuff even more. And so I thought about it and I was like, well, if he's Muslim, there ain't no way that's gonna happen. If he's not Muslim, it could happen. And so I thought about it and I was like, trans Muslim, trans Muslim, trans Muslim, Muslim.